long time coming. A very long time coming.
Yes.
Multiple weeks of me canceling. So, Kelsey, welcome to Matchup Mile Mondays. We have a Calgary and online health coach with us today.
That's me.
So, thank you.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Okay, first question. What is a health coach?
Oh, good question. A health coach is, and I'm going to give you my definition because I kind of go against the grain a little bit. It's someone who helps you in all areas of your health. Okay, what does that mean? That can be nutrition, fitness, mindset, spiritual health, life health. This could be under the category of life, relationships, career, finances, big, big dreams. That's a health coach. That's me, anyways.
I love it.
We got a
The
good
resume
pill.
is even longer than I had thought.
Yeah.
Okay, so you offer nutrition consulting, personal training, you're a yoga instructor, meditation. How did you get into this field?
Oh, good question. It started, it's been over 10 years. I think over 12 now at this point. And of course, here we are coming off a hill. I swear I'm a health coach. Like 12 years ago, I was quite young. Started working in a gym in the small town that I grew up in.
Yeah.
And back then, when I was like pretty young, I was like, I want to be a personal trainer. That was the first thing I wanted. And as I grew up, I stayed in the wellness industry, and kind of just through working in it, you see it. And I think a lot of people can relate to money having more of a kind of like golden aura around it than your passion.
Mm-hmm.
And that happened to me. I went for money. So I was working in wellness, but I was doing sales. I was not actually working like hands-on with people.
Yeah.
And I did that for 5 years, still in wellness, still in a gym. But it was a couple of years ago, 3 years, where I was like, passion actually is very important.
Yeah.
And while it's pretty rewarding to sell people the product,
yeah,
I'd rather serve people the product. And I made the switch. Whoop.
You made the switch?
I made the switch. And honestly, I went like full send, which I would not recommend to people, but this is what I did. I was working in 2 different gyms. I was also doing content creation, multiple different avenues of just like kind of things I'm passionate about, but not quite the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided to quit everything, all of my jobs, and move in with my parents. Thank God for them.
Your mom's so lovely.
Both of them, like, honestly, so grateful that they let me say, hey, Mom, Dad, I'm moving home. I want to start my own business. And I did that. And I literally just like built it from the ground up. I was just like, I'm going to be a health coach. I'm going to get my certifications. I did my nutrition like quite a while ago in 2016, but then I got my fitness instructor and personal trainer. And then I got my yoga, and they've all just kind of like built on top of each other. And like through that process of starting a business and getting the certs at the same time, honestly, like messiest way one could do it. But I mean, I say take messy action. Why wait till it's perfect? There's no perfect time.
Yeah. And
it's kind of led me to like now doing it almost full time, which is cool.
That's amazing. Thanks. I feel like that would be like a really big risk to take. And I feel like it's scary to do something like that, right? Like just completely, quit your job, I guess, quote unquote, like start over.
Yeah.
And so like if someone is sort of thinking about, I don't know, maybe they don't like the career that they're on, what is like one tip that you would give them?
I would say don't do what I did, honestly. If you're like in a career, in a job, in a 9 to 5 or a 7 to 3, 7 to 4, and you don't like it, you're not happy.
Yeah.
Find that thing that you love. Like maybe you know what your passion is, or maybe you don't. Find whatever it is that you love and do it for free. Like start there.
Right.
Do it for free while you have your income.
Yeah.
Do not quit your job yet. You're going to end up in like survival mode.
Right.
Which is honestly where I landed. So I'd say find that thing. Do it for free.
Yeah.
Oh. Not very good at being the one behind the camera. Do it for free. And then figure out how to document it, honestly. Because social media is like the place to be.
Right.
This is how you're going to reach people. And if you have that self-belief in yourself, someone's going to feel that. Everyone might not, but there's going to be one person who's like, she believes in herself or he believes in himself. So I believe in her too. And it might turn into a client or a mentor or something like that.
I love that. What is one thing that you love about the work that you do right now?
One thing that I love, it's being beside people alongside their journey.
Right.
So like if we're talking just health coaching, it would be that. Like I get very intimate in people's journeys in their lives. I get so emotionally invested.
Right.
And when I have those clients who are just as emotionally invested, that is like the best thing. Because it's business and it's like client relationship. Yeah. But it's also human relationship, and being able to see people let down their walls. It lets me be vulnerable with them, which in turn just helps them like connect deeper to themselves and build their confidence. Right. It's so beautiful. I don't know if that answered it.
No, that's amazing. I love that. Okay. No, I really, really like that. So when you do sort of feel like emotionally invested in other people, how do you take that time for yourself and like make sure that you have like your own self-care?
Yeah, I time block.
Okay.
I time block everything. If I could show you my Google Calendar, it's like wake up, meditation, yoga practice, make sure I eat breakfast, like literally feeding myself, making sure I feed myself is huge. And I would say like, maybe it's easier because I'm talking about food with people a lot, thinking about it. But if I don't time block that and put those things in, or like hours at the end of the day, like, hey, it's 7 p.m. You got to shut off. Right. Because I'm not going to a workplace. It's me. Yeah. So it's really just like time blocking and sticking to it. Right. Which of course doesn't happen. Sometimes it's 11 p.m. and I'm like doing some programming or like editing a reel. I'm like, I should go to sleep. But we're not perfect. No. And so that makes us human.
So I feel like you have a lot of clientele and they probably see you for different things. But what are some common things that people see you for?
I would say number one is relationship with food. Yeah. And I would also say that they might not know that until we work together. Okay. A lot of the girls, because I work with primarily women, I'm about to expand broader to work with men as well. Yeah. But a lot of women will come to me and they think it is just the external, the body. I just want to change my body. Right. That's all I want. I need a fitness program. Yeah. And then when we dive deep, as we must, it's like, whoa, relationship with food. There is so much more there. Right. Which is a lot of mindset work.
Do you find that like you have clients more over the age of like a certain age because of the time that they grew up in? Like I can think about growing up in the 90s and the 2000s of like slim bodies and things like that. And so do you find that that is more of the demographic?
I would say, yeah, like people close to my age. I'm 27.
Yeah.
So people close to my age and even older.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What is one piece of advice that you would give someone for helping them like repair the relationship with food?
So I go step by step. I'll just give that.
Yeah.
First step, when you're working with me, or maybe if you're not working with me, it would be to track what you eat. And that sounds probably pretty like counterintuitive, because like relationship with food is also very broad. Like it can mean anything. But a lot of the time we don't even know what we're putting in our bodies.
Right.
And we have these labels in our mind of food, of what is good and what is bad.
Yeah.
And those, to no fault, live there and often create under eating, overeating, this kind of like cycle of binge and restrict.
Yeah.
So starting with tracking, honestly, everything that's going in your body, just so you know like what the actual nutrition facts, the macronutrients of these foods are. So that's number one. After that, after you learn how to track like what portions actually look like, how to feed yourself, then we would get away from tracking, because it's not realistic to track.
Right.
Not forever. And move more into mindful and intuitive eating.
Okay. What is intuitive eating?
Yeah. So intuitive, again, you're getting my definition. As women, and this is actually a big reason why I liked to work with women.
Yeah.
Because it was like me, reflections of me and like what I had to go through. So intuitively, we have this inner knowing, and this kind of dances with like spirituality and spiritualism. We have this inner knowing where we know on a food level, like when we're full.
Right.
We know when we've eaten enough. We also know when we haven't eaten enough. And I find that, like back to kind of like the step by step, you might feel disconnected to that,
right,
because you've maybe under-eaten or over-eaten for so long. But intuitive eating, it's really just like being with your food and knowing, oh, this is where, sorry, distraction. No, that was here.
We're by Glencoe.
No, the Glencoe Club was over here. The Glencoe Club. Intuitive eating, it's knowing.
Right.
It's knowing whether you've eaten enough or whether you've not eaten enough.
Right.
And particularly in regards to like relationship with food and women, knowing when you're not eating enough and allowing yourself to eat. Changing that dialogue of like, oh, I know for a lot of women it's like, well, it's good to be hungry. It's good not to eat. The hungrier I am, the skinnier I'll be.
Right.
Which is so far from the truth.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So I guess this kind of gets into more of like health. I think often people like correlate BMI and health.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
BMI is silly.
I agree. I'm glad that we agree on this. I was like, oh no.
Yeah. It's silly because muscle is more dense than fat.
Yeah.
It doesn't weigh more. You've probably heard muscle weighs more than fat. No, a pound is a pound.
Right.
But the density, if you had a pound of fat in one hand and a pound of muscle in the other hand, the muscle would be much more compact.
Okay.
So a person who is 150 pounds and their body fat is higher versus someone who's 150, their body fat is lower, their BMI, if they're the same height, same age, everything, their BMI would be either right or wrong.
Right.
So I think BMI is like, it needs to be thrown out the window.
Yeah.
Like throw it away. We don't look at that.
Okay.
You agree?
Yes, I agree. And so just because, let's say, you're higher on the BMI scale. So, for example, we'll walk up this.
Okay.
My coworker and I were talking today, and she was saying, like, she is according to BMI, like she would be morbidly obese.
Yeah.
But she said like this is the healthiest that she's been. And so I guess how do we like pick apart those two?
Yeah. Well, in my coaching, like in the container that I do with women,
Yeah.
I don't even measure body weight.
Yeah.
I measure how they feel
Right.
in their body.
Yeah.
And of course, like we do have to look at like realistic, if there's someone who comes to me who is morbidly obese, like
Yeah.
we see it, we know that their body fat is much higher than what is healthy.
Yeah.
Not only externally, but like seeing, say if we did a bioscan or something,
Right.
how much body fat is surrounding the organs.
Yeah.
That's where we might look at it a little bit more. But I wouldn't be like, let's look at BMI every week for the next, like,
right.
It wouldn't be that. It would
Right.
be,
or like let's weigh you every single day.
Totally. Like what gets tracked, it does get changed.
Yeah.
Which is why I track food.
Yeah.
Food is a big one, but also tracking how you feel. How do you feel in your body?
Right.
How do your clothes fit?
Right.
Are your pants a little bit looser if the goal is weight loss?
Right.
Because it's not always weight loss for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. If someone were looking at making one small positive change in their life, what would you say?
One small positive. Oh, I love that you ask it like that because it really is about baby steps.
Yeah.
Like bite-sized pieces. You should never try to implement 7 things at once.
Right.
One small would be gratitude. Journaling.
Yeah.
Or maybe you don't journal. Standing and looking out your window and
I'll go this way.
Being grateful for something, like
Yes.
practicing it.
Yeah.
Trying to find something to be grateful for.
Yeah.
That would be, yeah, like the tiniest little thing.
Right.
Doesn't matter who you are. I think everyone could benefit from that.
I agree. Yeah, I totally agree. And would you say that like doing it at the beginning or the end of the day?
I mean, both would be great.
Okay.
Beginning is probably, so I like that you asked that because I call them like your bookends to the day. So we have, you know, the start of the day and the end of the day.
Yeah.
We have usually like barely any control of what's going to happen in between.
Right.
Like we don't know who's going to come our way or anything could happen.
Right.
So if you can set your bookends up the same every day.
Yeah.
Which for me, it was morning gratitude.
Right.
But it would usually be a reflection of like the last day or like the present moment. So I don't know. Okay. Those are great.
Okay, yes. I mean, I also like that you said like you did it in the morning because I feel like, I mean, I think we often hear doing things like consecutively and at like the same time, whatever, every day will build habit. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Like,
yeah,
I'm sure it kind of helps build a habit, like doing it the same time
every day. So
every day.
It's like choose one.
Yeah.
What's the most sustainable for you?
Right.
Because sustainability is probably one of the biggest pieces to building habit.
Right.
If someone works like weird night shift or something, and I tell them, no, it has to be at 7 a.m. Right. It's not going to work for them.
Right.
So whenever you can do it the most consistently.
I like the tailoring to everyone. I think that's helpful because I feel like that's where people will see change as well, right? Like not everyone's going to be the same.
Yeah. And that, when starting my coaching journey,
yeah,
I would say was one of my biggest inner conflicts.
Right.
Because a lot of coaches who I had hired or just wanted to learn from, it seemed like they had a one-size-fits-all program.
Right.
And anytime I've tried to do that, because I do a lot of trial and error,
yeah,
it doesn't work because humans are not one-size-fits-all.
Yeah.
We're all so different.
Yeah.
And through failures, it's given me that feedback of like, yeah, I've got to show up for them exactly as they are.
Right.
Which looks so different every day, which makes life really exciting for me.
Yes.
I like that change.
Yes. What is maybe one thing you've learned about yourself from maybe just your journey in life altogether.
Ooh, myself. I would say, God, that's such a big question.
Sorry.
No, that's so good. I'm like, where? I can go so many places. I would say you can't do it alone.
Okay.
You can go really fast on your own.
Yeah.
But you can go way further with people.
Right.
And if you can shift that mindset, and this is me.
Yeah.
Being able to shift that mindset that getting there faster doesn't mean I win.
Right.
It really can be really lonely.
Yeah.
Being fed or grown up in society where it's like things just keep getting faster and faster.
Yes. And busier and busier.
Busier and like more efficient.
Yeah.
And the world's really evolved in so many beautiful ways.
Yeah.
They're not bad. Like there's some that are like,
yeah.
But trying to bring myself back down to like Kelsea pace.
Right.
Which, you know, for some people might look really fast.
Right.
But that's another lesson I would say is like, don't compare yourself. Because my fast to someone might be someone else's tortoise.
Right. Right.
Right? Like we're all different.
Yeah. I mean, and I think too, like with social media, there is a lot of comparison. And so like, have you, like, I've gone through sort of that comparison journey as well. And have you gone through it? People that you work with, do they go through it? And how do you sort of like, what tools would you offer someone who's playing that like self-comparison game? Maybe not even just on social media, it's like in life.
In life, yeah. So I love to like just pull out quotes. Comparison is the thief of joy. It really is. And I think like that type of comparison that makes you feel like less than or unworthy or unconfident.
Yeah.
If you're a client or even a friend, family member, and you're falling into that, I would really like turn the lens around and see how you can look inward and pour more love into yourself.
Right.
Because that's usually what it comes down to is you don't love yourself.
Yeah.
You're seeking it outside of yourself.
Right.
And in that journey of seeking, you're coming across these comparisons.
Yeah.
Which are just making you feel worse. So
right.
Turning the lens around, practicing affirmations, practicing literal things that make you feel good.
Yeah.
Make you remember that you can love yourself. You don't need something else to make you feel whole.
Yeah.
That's the practice I'd say I give to people.
Hey.
Yeah.
I like it. Do you find journaling helpful, like when making affirmations? Or...
I like it. Yeah.
Okay.
I know it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
I know some people, they prefer to have like journal prompts.
Okay. Yeah.
That are like, follow this.
Right.
Or like really getting to know like the different human behavior. Like some clients, it's like, I just got to send them this Instagram post. And they're like, yeah. Where other ones are like, look at my whole journal. Look at all my I ams.
Right.
These just came out.
Okay. Yeah.
Personally, I like to journal and just like come up with it and allow it to flow, like creative flow.
Yeah.
Saying positive things that maybe my like conscious mind doesn't entirely believe is true.
Right.
But I know I can program through that repetition mindset stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do a segment of rapid fire questions.
Oh my God.
You rapid fire answer them. What do you prefer, omelets or pancakes?
Oh no! Pancakes.
Okay. Analog versus Phil and Sebastian's.
Phil and Sebastian.
Okay. Latte or matcha latte?
Matcha latte.
Okay.
Right now, anyways.
Okay. Chocolate or like salty, like chips?
Chocolate.
Okay. Do you have a favorite?
Sweet tooth.
Same.
Oh, I love dark chocolate.
Ooh, yes.
Like 70% or above.
Yeah.
It's like my favorite. I'm like, I'd say connoisseur when I travel,
Yeah.
I look for chocolate, good chocolate.
Favorite on-the-go lunch?
Honestly, I bring like the same thing that I eat at home
Okay.
with me.
Yeah.
I have like hyperfixations. Like right now I like tacos.
Yeah.
So I'll bring like all my taco stuff.
Oh my
And
God, I
some
love
tortillas. And I'll be at my studio.
Yeah.
I'll just like build my tacos. Not
Love
really on
that.
the go.
Love that. Okay.
Also love a mean sandwich lately.
Okay. Favorite on-the-go snack?
Yogurt. I'm like so not on the I'll bring yogurt with peanut butter, mix in some cocoa powder, a little bit of honey.
Okay, that sounds delicious.
Yeah, dip apples in it or like rice cakes.
Okay.
Whatever you need.
The snack you posted today with the rice cakes?
Yeah.
That looks so good.
That's my snack. That's my on the go.
I love it. It looks so good.
Yeah.
Hiking or running?
These are mean. I like them for different reasons. Like,
Okay.
shoot, life's abundant, friends.
Yes.
Like, you're allowed to have it all.
Okay, what do you like about hiking? What do you like about running?
Hiking, I love the nature. I would say that's why I go hiking, is to just like fully immerse myself in the forest and in the mountains. Be out there. Running.
Yeah.
I would say it's probably more of a competitive thing with myself.
Yeah.
Being able to push myself past my past like limits.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you find you get into like a mindfulness state at all with any of these?
When I'm running, definitely. If I'm running alone,
yeah,
I'll just like fully zonk out.
Yeah.
People, you've heard the runner's high. Like,
yes.
They experience that. Would you agree?
Yes,
you
definitely.
It's like meditation, and then it's been like 10K, and you're like, how did I get here?
I know.
Did I float here?
That was literally me yesterday. I was like, oh my God, yes, I'm at 9K. I can slow down.
It's so good.
Yes. Favorite type of yoga?
Oh.
Maybe that you teach, and then maybe that you like to practice.
You can tell I have a tough time picking favorites.
Yeah.
I have loved flow.
Yeah.
For a while.
Yeah.
My training was primarily in flow, but funny enough, coming out of my training, the class I was given was hatha.
Okay. Yeah.
So I fell in love with hatha, but not like if there's any yogis listening, not like traditional hatha, but like westernized hatha. I really like that.
Yeah.
But right now I really like both. They're both very different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Breakfast for dinner? Yes or no?
Yes.
I agree.
Yes.
What's your breakfast for dinner?
Breakfast for dinner would be like a hash, but like a sweet potato hash mixed with normal potatoes.
Yeah.
Or baker's potatoes.
Okay. Yeah.
And like hella veggies, like all the colors.
Okay.
And then just like 2 eggs.
Okay.
Yeah. So good.
I love eggs. It's like one thing that you're working on right now.
My brain has so many tabs open. Humankind. Humankind is a collaborative events brand where I collaborate with other like-minded local, small or large businesses who have a similar mission or vision of connection.
Right.
Bringing people together in a space where they can connect with a little bit more depth than your average event. That's a big focus in my brain right now.
And that's what you did for Pause for a Cause.
Yeah.
That was such a fun event.
Thank you.
The next one is?
The next one is on May 24th at the Calgary Humane Society. It's going to be so lovely. Who doesn't love puppy yoga?
I agree. It was so fun the first time.
It was so cute.
It was.
Yes. Filled my cup. So come on out, everyone.
Yes. Thank you. Do you have anything else that you wanted to add that maybe I didn't capture?
Oh my goodness, Brenna, you like crushed this. The way you multitask while running. Holy moly.
Okay.
I think,
you let me know.
only thing is be kind. Just be kind. I think there's a lot of darkness in the world,
Yes,
and it's easy to slip into it.
for sure.
So if you can be that smiley face, or be kind in the way that, you know, someone has something in their teeth and you're going to help them
Yes.
look a little better.
Yes. Brian, thank you.
That's kindness. So
Yes.
that's it.
Yes. And I guess you don't really know what other people are going through either. So
You don't.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Everyone's going to be so tired.
I know. Every time I complain about it, I'm like, oh my God, my arm is so sore. Okay.